As businesses race to the cloud and expand activities across a globally distributed digital ecosystem, it is very important to reinvent cybersecurity to defend this expanded threat surface. A platform that can help businesses secure today's digital infrastructure is the NetScout Omnis Security. To tell us more about it, please welcome NetScout Security Solution Architect, Mr. Patrick Lin.
In the past year, the game has changed. Your users are still working from home. You're accelerating cloud migration at breakneck speeds. Your infrastructure is now everywhere, and your control is slipping away. And if that wasn't enough, hackers are pouncing on the chaos, driving cyber attacks to new highs. Through these trying times, we at NetScout have had your back. Through constant innovation, we were there to protect you when rising DDoS attacks have threatened to bring down your overstretched VPNs. We were there to protect your users' experience as you moved your applications and collaboration tools to the cloud. We were there to help you cope with the dizzying changes in your infrastructure. And we are here today to support you in changing your game as you face new barriers to visibility, daunting challenges to control, and unprecedented exposure to cybercrime. At NetScout, we are upping our game in the cloud by closely partnering with the leaders of the public and private cloud industry to offer all our visibility solutions in an automated and affordable manner. We're also upping our game in cybersecurity. We're launching a new breed of cyber protection, Omnis Cybersecurity, combining the power of NetScout's borderless visibility with Arbor's smart edge defense technology. The result is unmatched detection, protection, and mitigation of threats and attacks. As guardians of the connected world, we have your back, so you come out on top in this challenging and exciting new world. That's visibility and security without borders. That's a game changer.
Firstly, let me start by thanking the organisers for this event. Personally, I'm looking forward to visiting both customers and prospects soon, but in the meantime, I'm glad events like this have continued on an online format. I also thank all of you for attending this session, and I hope you'll find it of value. Across the world, we have seen significant changes in how we have adapted to working during the pandemic. Different countries have used different strategies to cope with the local pressures. That being said, I believe there's been a fundamental change in the way we will work together going forwards. Much of my time used to be spent travelling across the globe. The new normal is to use video conferencing in place of face-to-face meetings. In the UK now, government restrictions have been removed. We are just starting to see more customers face-to-face. Hopefully over the next months we'll see the return of international travel. The past 18 months have also seen huge changes to what IT and security teams have had to do. I've seen a global bank using private cloud virtualization able to expand their VPN user base from just over 10,000 seats to over 200,000 seats within days, which was a real advert of how IT can adapt and support their businesses. We provided the monitoring and reporting for their instrumentation. My aim today is to provide you with details about our Omnis Cyber Investigator product. My name is Andy Burgess, and I originally joined NetScout as an engineer some 25 years ago. At that stage, we had about 40 employees, with 3 outside of the US to cover international, all of us based in the UK. Today, we have over 2,500 employees with development centres, sales and support teams all over the globe. Much has changed over the years, but our role, taglined as Guardians of the Connected World, has never been more important. Our aim is to work with our customers to protect reputation. That is, the reputation of the organisation, the reputation of the IT or security team, and the reputation of the individuals, all of which who use our solution. NetScout has acquired a number of companies over the years to expand within our traditional service assurance market, as well as to extend our security assurance offerings. We were able to acquire Arbor Networks, the leading DDoS mitigation vendor, a few years ago. Omnis Cyber Investigator addresses a segment in the market which has been underserved by combining the power of our packet recording and packet processing knowledge with their unique security knowledge. To show how this can complement your existing security tools, I will give details of an actual DDoS attack on a European bank which happened last year. As a regulated organisation, they were required to provide details of the attack to the authorities. Before I start that, I would like to share some details of our recently published threat report. At NetScout, about every 6 months, we provide a report to the industry summarising our observation of cyber threats, both DDoS attack as well as more general cyber threats. The link is displayed here, or please email me if you would like a copy. There's no charge, it's provided free. I've taken some of the headline numbers but encourage you to read it, download it and read it for the full details. In the first half of 2021, we saw an increase of 11% in the attacks to over 5 million events. What was particularly interesting was the change in attack destinations, specifically bad actors attacking corporate VPNs, which obviously we're much more dependent on. Top targets for these attacks remain the same in terms of industry: online gaming, financial services companies, e-commerce and government. In terms of the DDoS attack on a European bank, in July 2020, very early on a Saturday morning, one of our European banking customers came under attack. Somewhat unsurprisingly, given it was 3 AM, there was very little customer traffic and no on-site specialist IT staff. As I said, this bank is our customer, and it has deployed our perimeter defense tool called Arbor Edge Defense, or AED for short. This provides what we call the first and last line of defense. AED provides an automated protection 24/7 against both external threats directed against you as well as outbound connections to known bad locations such as command and control systems. It's kept constantly updated with threats, including from our AIF feed, which is derived from Atlas, our global monitoring platform. This platform monitors between 30 and 50% of the internet traffic. A little more background. The bank has multiple internet connections, all of which are routed through a cloud scrubbing service. This means there is no delay waiting for BGP rerouting, or DNS redirection of the traffic. The only delay is the recognition of an attack taking place and the subsequent start of that mitigation. As I stated, they also have AED installed on their premise to provide them with the first and last line of defense. Just in terms of that first line of defense, this covers inbound threats. AED covers 4 primary areas. It's installed inline and on-premise. Every packet coming into the bank is inspected and a decision is made whether to forward it or drop it. There is also an option to block suspicious hosts, their hosts which continue to behave badly. Volumetric attacks are well known. An attacker will use methods to generate significant inbound traffic levels, often using amplification, to effectively block the links downstream. So as far as your customers are concerned, your service is down. State exhaustion attacks are designed to disrupt any infrastructure that requires it to keep state, such as connection. Typical infrastructure, firewalls, load balancers, web servers, all of which can be affected. Application attacks are typically designed to target known vulnerabilities, to crash, reboot systems. Cyber threats covers a host of bad tactics used by bad actors, often probing your infrastructure looking for details which can help them. AED is designed to automatically protect you from all of these 24/7. Going back to 3 AM on Saturday morning, What we see coming into the bank is a sudden step up in traffic from almost nothing. AED immediately starts to block this attack, highlighted here in red. And the volume at this point of the block traffic is approximately 500 megabits per second. We see AED block at this level for around 5 minutes. At this point, the cloud mitigation service has seen the attack and is starting its own mitigation. It is worth noting that if AED had not been in line, then all of this traffic would be hitting the bank's infrastructure and undoubtedly causing issues. Even a relatively short burst of traffic can cause many issues, with device often requiring some manual intervention to reset them or to restart them. I'm pretty certain the IT people don't want their pagers going off at 3 AM on a Saturday morning. After around 15 minutes, the cloud scrubbing provider is now mitigating the attack fully, and AED is no longer seeing the attack traffic. AED provided the initial protection to the bank's infrastructure from the attack, and it continues to provide the ongoing protection against other cyber threats. Just to end this part of the story, 10 days later, on a Monday morning at 8:45, the same bank was attacked again, but at a much larger scale. This time the attack was peaking at 4 gigabits per second, so it was about 10 times larger than the earlier attack. Again, AED protected the bank's infrastructure during the initial attack phase, while the cloud scrubbing center started their mitigation upstream. At 3 AM on a Saturday morning, an attack is inconvenient to the staff, but frankly is unlikely to affect customers and their view of the bank. However, at 9 AM on a Monday morning, a successful attack would be front page news or streaming on all the Twitter feeds and every other social media news channel. I would also like to mention the last line, or the outbound defense feature of AED. Every packet leaving your network is inspected, and again, a decision is made by AED whether to forward or drop it. This capability blocks threats that emanate from inside your network, such as botnet traffic, connections to bad URLs or IP addresses. AED will block communications from compromised internal devices to attacker command and control systems, and ultimately avoid data breaches. As part of our review with this banking customer, we assisted in preparing a report for the regulator. During the review of the data, we noticed that there were outbound packets being blocked. You can see here there are 5 blocked packets, which doesn't seem like much, but is actually turned out to be critical. Remember, without AED, these packets would have gone to the command and control server. We are their last line of defense. These dropped packets started another investigation and gives me the opportunity to describe our Cyber Investigator product. As some background, NetScout's service assurance solutions are built on an unrivaled packet capture and real-time processing platform called InfinistreamNG. We've customers ranging from a single monitoring interface to ones with hundreds of devices recording from thousands of interfaces. This is the scalable foundation that we've built OCI on. We saw the positives in combining our well-known, well-respected, real-time scalable packet recording and visibility fabric with the security knowledge from both the NetScout and the Arbor teams. In terms of how we deploy this solution, we commonly instrument at the perimeter of your network, looking at north-south traffic flows, such as on the internet or B2B links. We also can observe east-west traffic within your data center, and we now have solutions to observe traffic in and out or within the public or private cloud. Recently, we've also expanded our solution to provide a small footprint packet acquisition point for remote offices or even individuals working from home. We take these packets from all these points. Our InfinistreamNG platform, either physical or virtual, simultaneously will record and process the packets. I should add that we have the option to switch off or limit the extent of the packet recording. We can do this by selectively setting packet types, protocol types to be recorded, or set as slicing. When we process the packet, we generate smart data, and it is this metadata which drives both our legacy service assurance GUI called Ingenious1, as well as our newer Omnis Cyber Investigator. In terms of a high-level information, OCI was designed to assist security teams with investigations and identifying risks. It was always designed to be part of an ecosystem of tools, and so has all the standard third-party integrations you'd expect, from a SIM integration to data export using APIs or Kafka. In terms of investigation, the system was designed with workflows to assist SOCs with a focus on either investigating a host or a network. While many workflows use metadata, and many of our workflows use metadata to enable a responsive GUI, we underpin everything with our packet recordings to give you all the evidence when required. In terms of risks, OCI was designed to leverage our unique packet recording and processing capabilities. We've added threat indicators which provide visibility into volumetric, state exhaustion and application attacks. Security risks extract specific details from packets such as insecure protocols on your network, or details such as fields within security certificates. This monitoring of security certificates is being used by many organizations for both security, such as cipher type, and also for service assurance, such as expiry dates. IOC signature matching uses our AIF feed and can be supplemented from additional third-party feeds to expand the solution. They say a picture paints 1,000 words, so I wanted to show a few screenshots, but not that quickly, to give an idea of the GUI that provides the security visualization of our data. Our web-based risk dashboards allow SOC teams to quickly visualize and respond to threats. I'll say now that these screenshots are from our demo system, so specifically full of alarms and events. It's very different from what we would expect if we ran a POC on your systems. At least I hope so. The other thing to remember, and a common question after seeing this, is around false positives. We are looking at the packets here to derive our information. Take SMB version 1. This protocol is a common vector for malware. It can only be identified using DPI rather than flow-based monitoring such as NetFlow. If we say there is a client or server running with SMB version 1 on your network, then there is. It won't be a false positive. We've got the packet, we can show, we allow you to look at the packet to check. By clicking on any of the tiles, you can view which hosts or sessions are affected, and you can drill all the way down to those individual filtered packets if required. The context-sensitive drill down is shared across all our product ranges and is designed to speed up your use of our tool. For threat indicators, we use behavioral analysis to detect threats. Predefined or a large number of attack vectors from volumetric to application and state exhaustion. These are updated with new attack vectors as and when discovered. Volumetric attacks are generally trying to fill up your available bandwidth. They're easy to see on a utilization graph. Much more difficult to spot are application attacks designed to crash or breach specific applications with known vulnerabilities. State exhaustion attacks are targeting your infrastructure, generally trying to fill up fixed resource tables such as connection states. Knowing you are being targeted and what vectors are being used is essential in defending your estate. This is what Omnis Cyber Investigator was designed to do. Again, a consistent GUI design accelerates the speed in which SOC teams gain value from the solution. Here you can see a number of the attacks, such as in the bottom left, an SNMP amplification attacks. I'll say again, this is our demo system. We wouldn't expect to see anywhere near this number of alarms on a real enterprise. Cyber threats are obviously really topical right now, and this links back to our bank story. OCI uses the same AIF feed as AED, and so is ideal to investigate who and why packets are being blocked. Similar to AED, it can also accept other sticks and taxi feeds from third parties. As I said before, we saw 5 packets being blocked. This actually turned out to be a laptop which had been infected and was trying to call home. There was a single packet being sent once a day, Monday to Friday. The message to the malware command and control system was being blocked, so fortunately no damage was done. Being able to investigate potential issues in a quick and effective way is key. We see so many SOCs overrun with events, partly because of the time it takes to investigate. That brings us nicely onto the investigation workflows. We aim to significantly reduce the time it takes for an analyst to investigate issues, thus allowing more investigations to take place. We are not a tool designed to be tuned to reduce events. As I said, our events derived from packets are issues which should be reviewed. We shouldn't generate very many, but when we do, it's because we've seen a packet with those issues. We are a tool which complements other security detection solutions and enables SOC teams to get more value from their existing tooling. If we detect an issue with a host, or in fact any system detects an issue worthy to launch an investigation, we would recommend starting with the host workflows. As you would expect, this can be context launched from third-party SIEM systems. The ability to visualize what systems a host connects to and what protocols are being used allows for much faster analysis. It is possible to review how these metrics change over time. The investigation screens are being driven from our process metadata, so there are no delays while slow retrospective packet analysis takes place. The GUI will also overlay information relating to infected hosts or connections and provide a list of IOCs where they matched. You're also able to expand with one click the investigation from this to cover other connected hosts and expand this view. I'll say again, underpinning everything is our highly scalable packet recording and processing solution based on InfinistreamNG's or vStream for the cloud. This allows SOC teams to get the session and actual packets when required for forensic or reporting reasons. To save some common questions at the end, we can store the metadata for weeks or months, and the packet recordings can be configured in a variety of ways. This allows ongoing investigation packets to be separated and recorded in a separate, longer buffer than the standard first in, first out model. All packet recordings are protected using an audit trail that allows you to go back and see who has accessed the packets and why they've accessed them. This is my last screenshot. I wanted to show the ability to visualize the metadata in a different way. We have built a geolocation screen, so you can see where your internet traffic is coming from or going to. If you experience attacks, even small ones, which are being blocked by existing tools such as RAD, routers or firewall, this will show the IP addresses involved. We'll highlight where we see issues on the screen. Also at this point, I'd like to direct you to the NetScout website. We have a product, you'll be able to find a link called Omnis Threat Horizon. This gives a real-time view of threats and attacks taking place on the internet right now. Very similar screen to this, but showing you events across our monitoring of the internet. So going back to the bank and our successful mitigation of the DDoS attack. As part of that, we saw that the outbound blocking, and hopefully now you can see how OCI is an ideal tool to enable an investigation of what is actually going on. I'm glad to say that by using our tool, the bank did not have a data breach nor any downtime. So I hope this has given you a quick view of both our AED and our Omnis products. Both the latest threat report along with the Omnis Threat Horizon page can be easily found on links from our website, netscout.com. These are free resources which I would encourage you to review. My email address is very easy, andyb@netscout.com. If you'd like to ask anything outside of this event, please feel free to drop me a mail. Let me finish by wishing you, your colleagues and families all the best during these difficult times, and I hope we can meet in person or maybe virtually again. Thank you.